Good morning. Oh, it's an amazing, things are amazing. The title for today is Even the Birds Dig the Music of the New Energy. Before the meeting last night with Steve and his group, then going out to hear the buskers play again, I posted a video of a bluegrass band on my Facebook wall, during which a wild bird flew on stage and landed on the guitar of the lead singer. He kept on singing, turned his guitar so the audience could see the little feathered friend while he stroked it with his finger. That was amazing. And when I got home from my own amazing musical experience, there were numerous emails with many commenting on that video. I looked at some of them before going to bed for my 2-hour night nap, leaving the rest for later today. This morning I can sense the new energy, as tired as I feel. I think we will experience many things that will amaze us, as we also dig the music of the new energy sweeping the earth. And I include the link both to the bluegrass bird video and to the busker, the busker link for their website, which has their audios and videos on it. Last night was the first time that I can remember going to bed without catching up on all of my emails. I have long made it a practice to not leave things over from one day to the next. Before I go to bed, I've always taken time in the past, as far as I can remember, to catch up the emails as much as I can so that I don't have work left over for the next day. I made an exception last night, and I got just slightly over 2 hours in bed before I automatically woke up just past 3:30 today. And I stayed in bed for about 20 minutes before my feet hit the floor. And I got up to start another day, and I didn't spend as much time in meditation as I often do. But the energy, even as I said in the blurb, even as tired as I feel, and yes, I'm going to go back to bed when I get this video up onto Facebook. Once that happens, I'm off to bed again and hopefully to fall asleep. Yesterday it was, even though I only had 2 hours sleep yesterday, it took me probably close to 2 hours to fall asleep. And then not very long after, I got a phone call and I ended up going out to breakfast with a friend. Anyway, it was an amazing evening last night. We had the meeting here, as I said, with Steve, and then he and I went over to hear the buskers play. And I was only going to stay 2 sets. He stayed into the second set and then left, and I ended up staying the entire night till it was over, leaving around approximately 1 o'clock and getting home 15 minutes or so later, looking at a few of the emails, but leaving most of them, as I said. And that doesn't have anything to do with anything, does it? Except as I went up to the bartenders last night, and there were 3 of them. It's a larger venue, and there were quite a lot of people there. I asked them what they thought of the band, and they said it's unlike the other bands that they've had. I mean, these guys are entertainers. By the end of the night, I would say at least 90% of the people in that room were on their feet paying attention to the music. I mean, they get the audience into their act. And the energy is just amazing as people dance and sing along and play the kazoos. Yes, they pass out kazoos. They play the kazoos and they hand out kazoos to everybody in the audience, or maybe not everybody, but most people end up with a kazoo, and they have you playing on their last song at different points in the in the song. So the whole audience is involved playing the kazoo with the Brevard Busking Coalition. And my God, even after they did their goodbye, they stayed on stage for another 10 minutes at least, continuing to play. They were finished, but they weren't finished. And the audience was so into it. And it's such an elevated feeling to be into the music. But let's get back to the bird. I think we're going to be seeing lots of indications in nature of a transition that took place. Humans are slow to catch on. Animals aren't. Animals sense the new energy, perhaps even better than most of us as humans. It was amazing to me as that little feathered creature flew onto the stage and landed on the uh, end of the guitar, not the end with the frets, but the other end, the round end, and he flipped the guitar over so you could see the bird sitting there on the edge of the guitar, and he took his finger and he kept on singing and stroked the little bird. The bird was still there at the end of the song when the video ended. Didn't fly away at all, even while the guy was rubbing it with his finger. Little sparrow it looked like, although I'm not sure. Could have been another kind. But nature's picking up the difference, folks. And I'll bet you if we pay attention and we quiet ourselves a little bit, we'll pick up the new energies too. We may not even have to quiet ourselves. I mean, we may be able to do it in a room with music and dancing and people having fun. Oh, what a beautiful sight that is. What a beautiful vision to see the whole world dancing to good music and having lots of fun and making merry with lightheartedness. And our feathered friends, well, we'll maybe be able to fly a little bit with them, soaring in spirit as we allow the energy of love to sweep over our being. And as we allow that energy to help heal us and to touch us deep inside of our soul, inside of our heart, and transform us and transform our world. This is the vision I've long had of a time when we have a new renaissance, when bands like the Buskers, and I'm sure there are other bands like that around the world that are really, really good. I mean, really good at what they do, really talented. For those of you that don't know, that don't remember what I've said about the Buskers in the past, there's 6 guys there. 6 guys. They play approximately 40 different instruments, and they keep adding more instruments to the repertoire. And they switch instruments around during the evening, last evening, in all 3 sets. All 6 of them played the bass guitar. So they are a group that's very much into bass swapping. And they are very talented in that every one of them can play more than one instrument. And some of them can play lots more than one instrument. But there are many talented groups. Now, the Buskers don't even pay themselves. They put the money back into the group to buying more equipment to help make them more professional. But I think they have the talent and ability to entertain that ultimately will give them a break. But there's so many musicians like them around the world. And that's why we need a new renaissance. We need the NESARA to happen so that the funding is available and people don't have to struggle to be artists, to be musicians, to be to be the creative people, that the creative element will be rewarded by the people. And one fellow at the end of the night picked up the tip bucket and carried it around to the audience, and even I put in a couple of dollars. And people were putting in money for the buskers because they were appreciated. And as I said, the three barmaids said that they weren't like anything that they've had in there before. That was the first time the buskers had played in that venue. My son's other band just played there a couple of weeks ago, and the one lady says, "This band's nothing like the other band." And the other band is talented, but this band is entertaining, besides being talented. But I'd love it to see the funds available, the NESARA funds, the trust funds, to be distributed so that people wouldn't have to struggle anymore for money, so that there was plenty to go around for everybody, because there is. It's just a matter of distribution. It's just a matter of everybody getting their fair share of what they've worked for as humans, what they've played for. I mean, the buskers play for their music. And they have fun. They have fun doing it. Anyway, I'm not going to talk much longer. I'm going to get back to bed, I hope, and hopefully get back to sleep. Hopefully my mind will be quiet enough to be able to fall back to sleep. But I want to encourage you as I sign off, or just before I sign off, encourage you to really pay attention. Really pay attention to what's happening on this planet. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that needs repair and needs fixing and needs correction. But there's also an awful lot of good stuff. Enjoy the good stuff. Let your heart be light, and let your spirit fly like the birds on the feather. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Namaste.